All right, we are live once again right here in your boy Alyx world. And we're here to talk about SmackDown Live. Isn't that appropriate? WWE Smackdown Live, November the 14th of 2017, the go-home show for SmackDown when it comes to Survivor Series 2017. Man, and to think, this Survivor Series card sucked 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, we had possibly the absolute worst card you can think of. Before Survivor Series, WWE completely changes the card. And my God, if this was the card, if this is the card we got announced 3 weeks ago, I would have been bought my ticket. I am sitting here kicking myself. I didn't just buy a ticket. I feel like I'm gonna miss a good show live. That's what it feels like. I'm gonna go see NXT TakeOver War Games live. I'm excited about that show. But Survivor Series is stacked, man. This is a stacked card. I'll talk more about Survivor Series this Thursday. It's gonna be a full preview and predictions video live here on YouTube this Thursday. Be there. And those of you who are able to make this broadcast, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to getting your thoughts on SmackDown as I talk about it. And as always, if this is the first time you're watching your boy, Alyx, do yourself a favor. Subscribe and like the video. And of course, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook for more updates in terms of wrestling and myself. And if you would like to donate to the channel, help improve the quality just a little bit, you can do so by Patreon or PayPal down below. Or if you're joining me live, you can put in that super chat or just watch the video. Either way, you are helping your boy's brand expand. So with that said, let's talk about SmackDown. I feel like Raw and SmackDown delivered. In terms of go-home shows, these are some really good go-home shows. I wish WWE produced shows like this on a regular basis. Something happened to the Raw, not just Raw creative team, but SmackDown creative team. The creative teams, period. Maybe Vince McMahon lit a fire under their asses. Maybe he did something. Maybe he said something. Someone said something. Someone did something. Because Survivor Series is way better than I expected it to be. I did not expect this card to be this good going into the show this Sunday. Man. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. In terms of SmackDown tonight, good show overall. We started off in a weird way. I mean, we see and backstage on the podium, and then we see the SmackDown roster like a church, almost like a congregation. You know, they were just all hyped, jumping up and down, feeling the spirit. Shane McMahon was on a podium preaching to them like it was the church, the SmackDown Baptist Church, ladies and gentlemen. And here's your pastor, Pastor Shane McMahon. And he's just, hyping them up. We get promos from Becky Lynch, Baron Corbin, The New Day, all talking about their prospective opponents this Sunday. And they talk about how SmackDown is going to prove that it is the A show. And it's just hilarious. I don't know why I enjoyed it that much, but it was cool. It was cool seeing Shane McMahon hype up the SmackDown brand, but they allude to what would eventually be a Raw invasion that happened at the end of the night. They were expecting it, but then they weren't expecting what would happen. So we'll get to the Raw invasion part at the end of the show. But that's how we kicked off SmackDown, and then we go into the first segment, which to me, it's funny to me. Back in the day, people like Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles would be considered the kind of people who couldn't cut promos. But then you watch this segment, and then you look at those people who say, Bryan and AJ Styles can't cut promos, and go, really, bro? We have Daniel Bryan come out to a huge pop, a massive pop from the audience. And then he shows his full support of the brand. He talks about how he made a mistake trying to make peace. He says SmackDown will reign at Survivor Series. But then he brings out AJ Styles, the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then he tells AJ, it would be really cool if you had an advocate. Do you mind if I be your advocate? So Daniel Bryan basically steals Paul Heyman's gimmick, becomes AJ Styles' advocate, does the whole, my name is Daniel Bryan, and I am the advocate of the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Champion, AJ Styles. And I laughed. I thought that was wonderful. Not as much as I thought his diss on Brock Lesnar was. He continues talking about how AJ Styles is a better opponent for, you know, Lesnar, like Heyman did on Raw. But then he mentions how Brock Lesnar quit the WWE in 2004 and how he tapped out to a half-ass knee bar on a UFC show. He ripped a new one in Brock Lesnar. And it's funny to me, you can tell the promo that Bryan cut is the promo he's been wanting to cut since 2014. Because as you guys may know, Bryan was scheduled to fight Brock Lesnar Survivor Series 2014. It eventually became Cena versus Lesnar. But that match was going to be Bryan versus Lesnar until he got hurt. And then he wanted to fight Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. The match never happened. He's always had dreams. He's always had this ambition to fight Lesnar. And because the WWE won't let him wrestle, he can't do it. So I feel like this promo that he cut was the promo he was going to cut. He's been wanting to cut on Lesnar since he got hurt. And he's using it to hype up AJ Styles and Lesnar, which is really, really cool. So he's living his dream vicariously through AJ Styles, which is great. I think that's wonderful. AJ Styles got the microphone and talked about how, you know, he doesn't need someone to talk for him. He's not a puppet like Brock Lesnar, and how he's going to prove that SmackDown is the house that AJ Styles built. And then we end the promo right there. A lot of hype for this match. This match was made last week, and I feel like it already has more hype than Jinder Mahal and Lesnar ever had. And it's only been confirmed for 2 weeks. Not even that. Just a little bit under 2 weeks. If not a week. It feels like a week. It has been a week. What am I talking about? It was last Tuesday. It's only been a week. And this match already has more hype than Mahal and Lesnar has. This promo was fine. This promo was off the chain. And Bryan makes a pretty good advocate. He makes a really good advocate. He might need to do this more. He might need to go ahead and get him a suit. Become a new advocate for people. Here's what I want. You know what? Since Survivor Series is 4 hours long, it's a long show. Why not do a face-off? A promo face-off between Bryan and Paul Heyman. The advocates. Have Bryan meet Paul Heyman backstage. They have a face-off. They cut a promo on each other. Let them go off. And you know what? Don't script it. Give them, you guys have 10 minutes. Go. Not even that. 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. 5 minutes is good. You guys have 5 minutes. Go. Shoot on each other. And just let them rip each other apart. Let them go off. I would love that. Let them go off talking smack style. Literally the, you know, WWE Network exclusive Talking Smack. Let them go off. Don't script them. Don't, you know, don't tell them what to say. Just let them be free to say whatever they want. And just let it be what it is. Because I think those two off script could create magic. And I think we can even get more hype for Lesnar and AJ that very night. And it already has enough hype as it is. So that's what I would want. And since I'm getting a lot of what I want lately, maybe I can get one more thing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know. Now, did I say what did I say? Did I say Survivor Series 2014? Oops. I meant SummerSlam 2014. Thank you for correcting me. I didn't mean to say Survivor Series 2014. I think you guys caught it. Sorry about that. We'll have to see. You know, we'll have to see how things work out. Anyways, we got Baron Corbin taking on Sin Cara. Match was solid. It was actually pretty well worked. Baron Corbin defends his U.S. Championship successfully against Sin Cara. No offense. I don't care about Baron Corbin versus The Miz. I'll talk about it more when we get to Survivor Series, the prediction video on Thursday. But in terms of what match I care about the least, this is it. I wish they would have given the belt to Ty Dillinger. Seriously, that would have absolutely been the perfect match to have in terms of a mid-card match. Honestly, why didn't they give the belt? Why wasn't this Ty Dillinger versus Baron Corbin? Why did Sin Cara come out of nowhere? Where is Ty Dillinger? I don't understand that. Where did he go? They just kind of kept him off TV. Do they not know what to do with him? Why did they bring him up? Should have kept him on NXT. He could be the NXT champion right now. I'm just saying. Regardless, Ty Dillinger would have made this match a lot more interesting to me. I mean, Baron Corbin probably would have still won, but imagine if they did Ty Dillinger versus The Miz at Survivor Series. I'm just saying. I mean, Ty Dillinger versus The Miz at Survivor Series would have been a lot more interesting. You get rid of the heel versus heel dynamic. You get a strong face versus heel dynamic, which would have been awesome. But you can't get everything you want. What I got is wonderful. I just feel like when it comes to the mid-card championship match, this is, man. Now I'm hearing from the live chat, Ty Dillinger is hurt. Like he actually got hurt. He's injured. Oh, he did get hurt. Really? Oh, man. Oh, that sucks. Maybe it would have been Dillinger versus Miz if he didn't get hurt. I didn't know he was hurt. Oh, well. All right. We'll see what they can do. They might surprise us. I doubt it. We see Daniel Bryan backstage talking to Shane McMahon, and he tells him, we need to talk after Survivor Series. Uh-oh, you're in trouble. We can be friends if you know where that came from. All right, Women's Championship match. Charlotte versus Natalya. Really good match. I thought in terms of women's matches held this year, not on pay-per-views, it's up there. It's up there with one of the better ones. And so far, I won't say this topped their match at NXT TakeOver. Yeah, it didn't top their match at NXT TakeOver 2014. I said that right. NXT TakeOver 2014. Yeah, I said that right. Just to be sure. It didn't top that match, but it might be the second best match they've had. Yeah, it's the second best match they've had so far on the main roster. It was really good. A really good performance. The crowd was well behind Charlotte in this match. Natalya was able to work a heel role very well. And Charlotte, as I predicted, wins her fifth. She's a five-time women's champion. Her first SmackDown Women's Championship in her hometown, Charlotte, North Carolina. Isn't that appropriate? Charlotte won her championship in Charlotte. That's pretty cool. She got you deserve it chance. The crowd was showing her all kind of love. Charlotte was very emotional. You can tell it was a very touching moment for her, very important to her since she got a chance to win it. On the microphone, she was in tears, very emotional. And then she says she's going to show Alexa Bliss this Sunday why she is a queen, and a queen is better than a goddess. She walks out the ring and woo! Ric Flair's music hits. He walks out and she just runs into his arms. Out. He comes out to a huge pop. She runs into his arms. Very emotional moment. I got to admit, it was a tearjerker. Just a little bit of a tearjerker. It was feel good. It was a feel good moment. I was happy to see Charlotte win the championship. And honestly, Natalya versus Alexa Bliss, yuck. And this was the best option to go with. I think Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte, first off, that's a first-time match. Yeah, that's the first-time match. Have they ever wrestled in NXT? Did they ever wrestle in NXT? I might need to check up on that. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the first time they're going to be wrestling. All right. Okay, so a fresh match, another fresh match. No wonder this card feels so awesome. We got a lot of fresh matches. That's cool. So it's really cool to see this moment take place with Charlotte and Ric Flair, especially following that ESPN 30 for 30 special. That's really, really cool to see that happen. Now, we need to talk about this. I want to go ahead and make mention of this. Since Charlotte won the women's championship, she is now no longer in the 5-on-5 women's Survivor Series match. And we all thought the mystery partner will be Natalya. That's what we're thinking. It still might be Natalya. We don't know. As of right now, it's a mystery partner, and they won't announce it until Survivor Series. So, with that said, here is my prediction. Here's an early prediction. I'm just going to give it away, and you can talk about it in the comments, or you can talk about it when we do the prediction video this Thursday. I think the mystery partner, the 5th member of the SmackDown women's team, will be Paige. We all know she's back. She's ready to come back. She was on Raw last night, and we thought she was going to be the 5th member of the Raw team. But what if she's the 5th member of the SmackDown roster? Think about that for a minute. Paige going to SmackDown would be excellent. I think she would work better on SmackDown anyways. I don't think she was a fit for Raw. I think SmackDown is the best place for her. I think she would be great on SmackDown. Not to mention, check this out. Since we have Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte, Carmella is Mrs. Money in the Bank, right? Was it ever established that the Money in the Bank briefcase for the women is a SmackDown Championship exclusive only? Seriously. Think about the Money in the Bank matches years ago. Think about this. Think about 2007 when Edge won the briefcase off of Mr. Kennedy. And he was on Raw. He didn't cash in on the Raw Championship. He went to SmackDown and cashed in on The Undertaker. Think about this for a minute. When has the briefcase ever been exclusive to one championship? I'm just saying the possibility of Carmella cashing in on Alexa Bliss is there. I'm just saying, and I want to bring up, who was it? Who brought up this idea? Was it, it was Super 57S, I think. Yeah, he's here. This is an idea from Super 57S. And he made this claim that, what if Carmella cashed in on Sunday, but on Alexa Bliss? Not Charlotte, but Alexa Bliss. That would mean Carmella goes to Raw, and then Paige comes to SmackDown. Even trade. This way, Carmella can be with Enzo and Cass, which should have been the case all along. I think that would have actually worked out. Super chat? Super chat. Okay, super chat. King Fried Melon. Thank you. $2. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte had a match. They did have a match. NXT March 15, 2014. Wow. That's interesting. All right. Well, thank you for doing your research. Thank you for doing the research for me. I appreciate that, sir. But yeah, just kind of getting back to this speculation. It's a speculation here. Speculation. What if she did? Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen because I'm seeing people in the live chat saying it's a SmackDown exclusive. She can't cash in on the Raw Women's Championship. She has to only cash in on the SmackDown Women's Championship. She might just cash in on Charlotte and stay on SmackDown. And then Paige will be on SmackDown with Carmella as champion, which would make the women's division on SmackDown so much better than the women's division on Raw. I'm just saying, if Paige is coming to SmackDown, if this is the case, then I think the possibility of Carmella going to Raw is high. And the only way she can go to Raw is if she cashes in on Alexa Bliss. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. None of this might happen. We could just have a simple match between Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. Go on, let it happen. No cash in. And the 5th member is Natalya. And then Paige debuts on Raw the very next night. Returns on Raw. I don't know because she's been gone for so long. Debut, return, whatever the case. So we'll see what happens. It's just speculation. Talk about that down below. Seriously. Let's get a conversation going. Have a conversation about this down below in the comment section. Now, someone just mentioned Nikki Bella could be returning sometime soon. So that would mean SmackDown would have all the top women You know, and not just Nikki, but Brie. So Brie, Nikki, Paige, Charlotte, freaking Naomi, Natalya, then Becky Lynch, Lana. Yeah, they would get all the women. They would. But then Raw could just move up people from NXT. They'll be fine. They got Asuka. Think about this. Raw has Asuka, guys. They got Asuka. So I think Raw's fine. Raw is fine for now. But it's just speculation. Just something to think about. Just something to talk about, guys. So let me know what you think about that. All right, let's move on. We see Jey Uso taking on Chad Gable. I think it was Jey. I don't know if it was Jimmy or Jey. One of the Usos took on Chad Gable, and he beat him. I have a question. Is it just me, or have Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin turned heel? They've been working as heels for what seems like weeks now. Did they turn heel at some point? You see Chad Gable doing cheap shots, running away from his opponents, sliding out of the ring like a heel would do. They're working like heels. I don't know. I kind of feel like at some point during the feud, they turned heel, and I didn't know about it. Are they heels? Because it feels like they are. I'm cool with them being heels. I'm not complaining about that. Matter of fact, I think Chad Gable as a heel would be great. I mean, Benjamin as a heel is fine too. I don't know. I never got the indication that they turned heel, so I'm just curious to know what happened there. It was kind of jarring because I'm still thinking they're baby faces. Like, okay, I guess they're heels now? That's weird. Talk about that. Let me know. Also, the Bludgeon Brothers. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling this tag team. Look, I love Luke Harper, and I think him and Eric Rowan make a good tag team. Why not just let them be themselves? This Bludgeon Brothers gimmick looks like it's going to be horrible. I think this is going to bomb. This is going to bomb big time. I get it. They're going to feud with freaking Tyler Breeze and Fandango, the Fashion Police. And I guess they've been hyping that. They've been hyping this for months. So you got to do this. You got to do the feud. You got to do the match, I guess. But I kind of feel like, I don't know. I feel like, why not just let them be themselves? I think Harper and Rowan being themselves as a tag team would be great. But as people are telling me now in the live chat, we can't do that because then they'll get over. They'll get over. We can't have them get over. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. I'm just happy Luke Harper is coming back to TV. That's it. Let's just be happy he's coming back to TV. Oh, my God. And people are actually telling me that this has been hyped for what seems like 3 months. Yeah, that's too long. We need to go ahead and just do this feud and get it out the way. Probably longer than that. I think it's been hyped since June. So we're going on to 5 or 6 months here. That's a lot of time. Let's see. Since June, so July, August, September, October, November, 5 months. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get this match out the way. All right. Let's talk about what happened at the end. But let me just take a detour here. There have been reports last week about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn being sent home from the UK tour for going into business for themselves. And this was after Sami Zayn had a match with Kofi Kingston. And they were wrestling, and then after the match, Kevin Owens went into the ring, attacked Kofi Kingston to, save Sami Zayn, getting the disqualification. But then the New Day entered the ring, and then Kevin Owens, with Sami Zayn, bailed. They got out of the ring to avoid being attacked. And reports say that wasn't supposed to happen. Apparently, they were supposed to feed the New Day. They were supposed to get attacked. They were supposed to get bludgeoned. They were supposed to get destroyed by the New Day after the match. And WWE didn't like this, and reports say that they upset creative, or they upset the people in charge, and they sent them home as punishment. I have issues with this story, and I should have talked about this last week. I kind of don't believe it, because when I look at the match last week, and people like Monster and others have come out and said this, I don't see anything wrong with it. You would think heels are supposed to avoid getting beat up. Okay? So Owens and Sami Zayn avoided the New Day. That's what heels do. That's what people are supposed to do. They're supposed to avoid getting beat up to bring some heat among themselves. So eventually, when they do get destroyed, when they do take a beating, it means a lot more. That's how heels have been doing it. That's how Ric Flair's been doing it all this time. That's how Triple H has been doing it. You put the heels in situations where they avoid getting beat up so they can gain heat and gain lots of heat. And I feel like because of what happened with Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens at Hell in a Cell, these two have major heat. Why kill it? Why kill it for nothing? So you know what? I'm hearing this story thinking that Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens went into business for themselves to maintain their heat and avoid losing it in a way and people not taking them seriously. If it is true that they went into business for themselves, can you blame them? Why would you kill their heat like this on a random episode of SmackDown? Maybe they felt this wasn't the best way to do it. At the same time, why would anybody be that dumb? Why would someone in creative want to kill their heat this early for no reason? For no reason. I'm serious. I'm asking a legit question. Why would you want to kill this heat? Why not save it and use it to maybe build a tag team championship match between Owens and Zayn against the Usos? So here's my thing. I have to say this too. Zayn and Owens have a history of being hard to work with. When they were Kevin Steen and El Generico in ROH, Jim Cornette has come out and said that he was hard on them. He said they were hard to work with. They did not make it easy for him to do his job. Because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are the kind of people that when they're presented with an idea, they are presented with an idea they don't like, or you give them something that's bad, they'll say it's bad. Yeah, they'll tell you this makes no sense. Or they'll ask questions and go, why are we doing this? And then you tell them something and they'll say that makes no sense. That doesn't mean they're hard to work with. They just won't accept crap. Does that make them horrible? Does that make them bad people? I don't think that makes them bad people. I don't know. I kind of feel like what happened, and this is how I think the story went. Either this is all blown out of proportion and it never happened, or Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens told Road Dogg that's a horrible idea, and Road Dogg, being the little pansy that he is, I don't like criticism, sent them home. And quite frankly, if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn get fired, which they won't, they're not going to fire Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They don't have the balls. They don't have the balls. They're too good. Especially since Kevin Owens is a former Universal Champion. Oh, no, they're not going to fire him. They don't have the balls to do it. But regardless, what are they going to do to him? Owens and Zayn are fine. They're going to continue doing what they do. If the idea sucks, they're going to say it sucks. And they should. Matter of fact, more people need to do it. I'm just serious. I'm very serious about wrestlers speaking up for themselves. If an idea sucks, don't just do it. More talent need to be like that, honestly. More talent need to stand up for themselves. And live chat saying it right now. They think it was Road Dogg that told them to do that, and they just said that's a horrible idea. But yeah, that story just didn't seem right with me. I don't believe it because that makes no sense. Why would they get in trouble for doing what heels do? What they're supposed to do. So if they did get sent home, they probably told Road Dogg, look, if you didn't know, you didn't know, this is how heels are supposed to work. And if you don't like it, we can go back to the indies. You don't think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn don't, especially Sami Zayn, who's been doing nothing on WWE since he got to the main roster, probably wishes he stayed on NXT. But regardless, you don't think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens aren't talking about going back to the indies? You know, wrestling in New Japan Pro Wrestling, wishing they can have matches against people like Okada, freaking Omega, like Jericho's about to have, going to PWG, wrestling as Zack Sabre Jr. You don't think they talk about this stuff? I'm pretty sure they do. But, you know, they're making a lot of money, so they're going to make the most out of what they're given. I'm just saying. All right. enough of that. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Let's talk about the ending. So the ending basically was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on the New Day, which ended in a no contest because Sierra Hotel India Lima Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta. There we go. Shield. The Shield come out, and we see. I botched that so bad. We see Rollins, and Ambrose come out, and we already knew, like, okay, here we go. We're also about to stomp SmackDown. And I love that when the Shield surrounded the ring, it's 5-on-3. You see the New Day and Owens and Zayn kind of look at them like, it's 5-on-3. And then Owens and Zayn said, nope. And they got out that mess. And then the Shield attacked the New Day, who were worn out from the match. And, of course, the Usos come in to save them. And then the Bar come out. And then we go backstage and we see the 5 Raw women's team attacking the women's locker room, destroying everybody in that locker room. And then they stand over Charlotte, who is beaten and battered. And then Alexa Bliss comes in, snacks her elbow across their face. That was nice. And then the entire Raw locker room and comes in through the crowd. The SmackDown locker room comes out. And then there's a big brawl, SmackDown versus Raw. And they always do this. They always do this before any big Raw versus SmackDown event. They did this before bragging rights every year. They should have done it before Survivor Series, because that's honestly where it should have happened. But anytime we do a big event like the Royal Rumble or like the Survivor Series, they always have both locker rooms come out and just destroy each other and fight. I'm cool with that. What made this one awesome for me was that you see Kurt Angle come out. He does this, and then you hear, Braun! Braun Strowman runs out there, I'm not finished with you! And he destroys everybody. He wipes out the entire roster. I thought that was awesome. I love seeing Braun Strowman go out there and just toss people to and fro. And then you see Shane McMahon get in Braun Strowman's face and punch him. Braun just no-sells it, and Shane's like, all right. And then he continues attacking him. And then he gets his butt handed to him badly. They just swarm Shane. They swarm the hell out of him. Beat him down. They destroy Shane McMahon. Kurt Angle gets into the ring, picks him up by his face. He says, you think this is bad? Imagine what Survivor Series is going to be like. And then he gives them the thumbs up, thumbs down. The Shield do the triple power bomb. Then Kurt Angle does the angle slam. And then there's this like long pause. Like, okay, what do we do now? They look around, they look around, they look around, they look around, they look around. And then I think someone says, do another power bomb. Like, do another power bomb. And you can see Reigns go, what, power bomb? Okay. Yeah, seriously, he didn't know what was going on. He's just looking, and they look at him and go, power bomb. Reigns is like, oh, what, power bomb? Okay, come on, yeah, fierce man. Come on, yes, man. Ooh, and then he does the power bomb, and then we end with that. And then there's a cool shot of the Raw roster standing behind Kurt Angle. No John Cena, no Triple H, no Brock Lesnar. Because I was thinking Lesnar was going to show up and wipe everybody out. That's what I would have done. I would have had Lesnar just. I personally would have done something a little different. I would have had Kurt Angle bring in Brock Lesnar too, and just really just stomp them. But I guess you can't waste Brock Lesnar's days like that. He costs too much. But yeah, that's how we end SmackDown. I thought the show was well done, well booked. Just a lot of good things from Raw and SmackDown. I loved it. I love the chaos. I think, and it's funny when you look at the card. As it was, and I'll talk more about this when we do the preview this Thursday. But think about this. Think about the card we were going to get. We were gonna get Jinder Mahal and Brock Lesnar in the main event. We were gonna have a 5-on-5 match with no Shane McMahon, no Kurt Angle, no Triple H, and no John Cena. None of that. Matter of fact. Let me pull up the card. Let me go ahead and pull up the card we were going to get. I think I have it saved here. Maybe I do. I'm not too sure. Let me go ahead and pull this up. I think I might have it saved. Hey, let me see. Do I? Oh, man. I didn't save it. Okay, but essentially, we were gonna do. I'm gonna see if I can remember it. It was Alexa Bliss and Natalya. Yeah, it was Usos and the Shield. That would have been at least a good match, but I've already seen it before. It was gonna be Miz and Baron Corbin, which they never changed. Again, no Kurt Angle, no Shane McMahon, no Braun Strowman. The women's match is basically the same women's match we got, but Charlotte was in it. You know, no Charlotte as women's champion. And then that horrible main event we got, which was Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar. And now, check this out. Check this out. I have my fantasy card pulled up. My fantasy card, if you look at it, the only things that are different, the Shield's fighting the New Day, and then Ty Dillinger is fighting the Miz. Like, if they would have just done Ty Dillinger versus The Miz, it would have been the card that I predicted. But for the most part, think about this. We're doing the Usos versus The Bar. We're doing Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss. We're doing AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar, a match that I have been begging for weeks. I've been begging for that match, and they're actually doing it now. The 5-on-5 match doesn't have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, but it has Shane McMahon. I predicted Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon. So they basically combined Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon with the 5-on-5 match. I think this is great. Then you're throwing in John Cena and you're throwing in Triple H. This card is stacked, man. I would have never imagined this card to be this good. Never. So we're going to have a lot to talk about. We're going to have a lot to talk about on Thursday. They had to respond to the outrage fans were having over the card because people were threatening not to buy it and not show up. They were going to cancel their subscriptions. But they did the right thing. I thought SmackDown and Raw this week was well written, was well done. They did a great job hyping the shows. I'm excited about Survivor Series. I'll eat crow all day on Thursday. I will come up here and say, look, I said this card was going to suck. It doesn't suck. So now we're going to talk about the actual card, the real card, this upcoming Thursday. So let's go ahead and end it here. As you guys know, tomorrow is my NXT TakeOver War Games preview and predictions right after NXT TakeOver. Be there for that. Thursday is the WWE Survivor Series 2017 preview and predictions. Friday, I decided I will do a Q&A. I will do a Q&A on Friday. I wasn't going to do it because I wanted to save Friday for Punisher. But you know what? Because I love you, I'll take an hour away from Punisher to do a Q&A with you guys. Saturday is NXT TakeOver War Games review. Sunday is Survivor Series review. I do not know if I'm going to Survivor Series yet. I might go. I'm thinking about going. It only depends if I'm able to buy a ticket. Because quite frankly, guys, why not? Why not? Let's see here. Hopefully we'll be able to what did I say? People are telling me that I said something wrong. What did I say wrong? NXT TakeOver War Games? Okay. Sorry about that. Maybe I said something wrong. Well, whatever I said, people are saying I botched again. I don't catch my botches anymore. I've been very good at that. Be sure to tune in to all my live broadcasts later this week. And then, hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. Oh my God, we got a lot to talk about, man. Lots to talk about when it comes to Survivor Series and NXT TakeOver War Games. But thank you guys for watching this live broadcast. If you have anything you want to say, leave it down below in the comments. I look forward to reading them. As always, subscribe, like the video, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, subscribe, donate to the Patreon or the PayPal, help improve your boy Deluxe Man's channel. And with that said, love you all. This is your boy Deluxe Man signing off right here in Deluxe Man's World. You guys take it easy. You have a good day. Peace.